Okay, we all love the demon summoning program, don't we? Don't we? I'd argue that it's the most recurring thing throughout the whole Megami Tensei series that are not demons. Hell, it's in more games than the press turn system. If the game features a comp, then you can bet that it includes the demon summoning program as well. But there comes the question. Everything created must have a creator. So, who created the demon summoning program? It's Steven. I even said that in my last video about him. Well, that's the end of the video. Goodbye. Wait. Okay. The answer is more complicated than that. As I explained before, the demon summoning program is featured in a lot of games throughout the Megami Tensei series. A lot of games that are not connected by universe. So this leads to multiple iterations of the demon summoning program. That means there are multiple creators of the demon summoning program. Today, we are going to be looking at many variations of the demon summoning program and their creators. And also the comp, by the way, I forgot to mention that. As you can tell from my voice, I'm quite excited. Or maybe not, cause people say that I sound depressed in my videos. Anyways, that's because I finally get to talk about this absolute lad that is Akemi Nakajima. I mean, just look at him. Anyways, my fanboying aside, Akemi Nakajima is the creator of the original demon summoning program, all the way back in the original Digital Devil Story Megami Tensei novel. Nakajima is the protagonist of the novel and is described to be really intelligent and is really good with computers, to a point that he is considered a prodigy. And apparently he is also very attractive because in the novel it is said that, quote, with his slender frame and delicate looks, if Nakajima swapped his uniform for a girl's sailor suit, he might very well be able to pass for a beautiful teenage girl. So why am I telling you all this? Well, cause it's something you need to know in order to understand what happens next. So because Nakajima is very attractive and is also an absolute Chad, women unsurprisingly fall for him. One of those women who is interested in him is this student named Kyoko Takamizawa, who just decided to one day go up to him and sexually assault him. No, I'm not joking, just look at this scene. And being a male, sexual assault claims mean nothing to people, so he just simply rejected her advances and moved on with his life. But then the school head bully, Hiroyuki Kondo, who liked Kyoko, decided to beat him up one day. After Kyoko, mad that Nakajima rejected her, told Kondo that Nakajima is the one who tried to sexually assault her. And all the teachers didn't do anything to try and stop this beating. A lot of social commentary there. If you were Nakajima at this stage, what would you do? Yeah, so he uses intelligence to create the first demon summoning program to get revenge and kill those who has wronged him. To do that, he summons Loki and makes a deal with him. What's the deal? Well, if Nakajima brings people for Loki to have sexual intercourse with, he will help Nakajima enact his revenge. So after a weird VR sex scene, Loki takes control of the students of the school and makes them kill Kyoko and Kondo. And of course, Loki being a demon, he has ulterior motives and attempt to take over the world. So Nakajima and Yumiko, who is the heroine of the story and partner to Nakajima, has to stop him. But this is not a video about Megami Tensei, so all you need to know is that for the rest of the book, the following book, and the Megami Tensei game, he carries the demon summoning program on a handheld PC and uses it to summon demons. Well, I will now be once again talking about Steven after I made a whole video about him. You should definitely go watch it, by the way, if you haven't. In the video I previously made, I just quickly glossed over why Steven created the demon summoning program in SMT1. But here, I will go more in depth. So, sometime before the game begins, Steven was working on a device that allows people to teleport around, which eventually became the terminals in the game. But one day, while conducting experiments, he accidentally connected a terminal to the expanse and summoned the demon. The demon then attacked him out of fear, crippling him. The accident inspired him to create a program that allows a person to communicate and ally with the demons to protect themselves. But soon, he learned that the teleportation technology is going to be used by the Ring of Gaia to summon demons for military, religious, and political use. So he mails the program out to as many people as he can, hoping that people will see this and stop the Ring of Gaia. And that's how it got into the hands of the protagonist. Steven then updates the demon summoning program regularly throughout the game, with more features and such. This iteration of the demon summoning program, created by Steven in addition to SMT1, also appears in SMT2, If... Imagine, and 20XX. But in future SMT series where the demon summoning program also makes an appearance, it is not clear who created the demon summoning program, or distributed it. As in most of them, it just appears out of nowhere. In SMT Strange Journey, it came to the crew of the Red Sprite in 2 parts. The first drew Arthur from an unknown source, and is instantly downloaded onto the crew's Demonicus. And the second part, the Demon Fusion program, through Blue Jet's AI, Vern. In SMT4 and in Extension Apocalypse, a year before the ceiling went up in Tokyo, the demon summoning program appears to the people one day randomly and is shared around on the internet. It can be installed on a PC or a smartphone, and when you boot up, it says, "Your life has just changed forever." And some people are actually able to summon demons and talk to them. Nobody knows who created or where it came from. Also, there's an explanation of why only some people are able to summon demons with it. In Inferno Tokyo, a demonoid states that it only works for those who are strong-willed. And in Apocalypse, it is said that the demon summoning program made demons run amok and kill a lot of people. So a war started, which is now called God's Plan, and well, a lot of countries got nuked. Wait. This is my first time talking about Devil Survivor on this channel, isn't it? And it's not even a deep analysis. Well, anyways, Naoya is the next creator of the demon summoning program. So, things you need to know about Naoya. First of all, he is the cousin of the protagonist, this guy, who I will be calling Kazuya. Second of all, he is a genius computer programmer, who is also a mentor of such to the protagonist's best friend and best boy, Atsuro. And finally, he is the reincarnation of the biblical Cain, and the protagonist is the reincarnation of the biblical Abel. He created the demon summoning program at a request from the Shomunkai, a cult group who are attempting to bring back God into this world. So using his genius intellect, he created the demon summoning program as well as modified comps that are specifically made to run it. But I mean, just look at this guy. Of course he's gonna have ulterior motives. So he created extra modified comps and handed them out to certain people. 3 of those certain people are Kazuya, the aforementioned Atsuro, and another character who is part of the main trio and the childhood friend of Kazuya, Yuzu. Okay, so what is he trying to accomplish here? Well, remember how I said that Naoya is the reincarnation of Cain and Kazuya is the reincarnation of Abel? And are you familiar with the Bible story of Cain and Abel? For those who don't know, Cain and Abel are sons of Adam and Eve. And while Cain cultivated the land, Abel tended to the sheep. One day, they both decided to give Yahweh some offerings. Cain offered the crops that he cultivated, and Abel offered one of his newfound lambs. But Yahweh only liked Abel's gift, and even outright refused Cain's offering. This made Cain jealous towards his brother, and he killed him with his own hands. And Yahweh, as punishment, made it so that Cain will forever reincarnate with the memories of his past life intact in him. This made Cain very angry at Yahweh, and he made it his goal to kill Yahweh one day. And in this life as Naoya, he created the demon summoning program and set the stones so that Kazuya will defeat the Bel demons and absorb their powers in order to become the king of Bel. And finally, enact his revenge and kill Yahweh. And if you choose this route in the game, which is the best route by the way, you do exactly that. Yeah, so basically everything that happens in Devil Survivor is all part of his master plan to get revenge on Yahweh. There are more explanations to how he made his plan come to fruition, Like, the only reason he created the demon summoning program for the Shomunkai is because he knew that they will bring upon the lockdown of Tokyo and that it will summon the bell demons. But this video is already long enough. Maybe I'll explain it in another video in the future. In the meantime, let's move on to the next iteration and the creator. Okay, so I'm gonna be real with you here. Devil Survivor 2 is not my favorite game, and I don't really like talking about it either. So we're not gonna go as in-depth for this one as we went for Devil Survivor 1. So basically, when the world was created, the Anguish One, or Alcor, saw potential in humans. So he split from Polaris' unified consciousness and helped humans by giving them languages, cultures, fires, and stuff so that humanity developed to what it is now. But the thing that you need to know is that centuries before the main storyline, Alcor gave Yamato's ancestors technologies that are far beyond others at that point, as he deemed them worthy to protect humanity against Polaris. And a few years before the invasion of the Septentrons, Yamato came to him for advice. And being a benevolent being, he not only just gave him advice, he also gave him demon summoning spells and information about the upcoming invasion. At first, he thought he was done and was going to sit back and observe the invasion. But then, Yamato decided to use Polaris' power and create a meritocracy world. So this led him to create Nakajima and distribute the demon summoning program for humanity to stand a chance against the invasion. So, in conclusion, there are... What do you mean there are more left? Devil Summoner? Well, if you insist. In the Raito games, they actually don't have a demon summoning program because the games are set all the way back in the 1930s, and as you know, computers weren't invented yet in the 1930s. Well, I mean they are, but they are massive and take up like multiple rooms. So instead, Raito uses these confinement tubes to summon and recruit demons. And in the mainline Devil Summoner games, it is not said who created the demon summoning program, but if we go by the Megami Tensei timeline, it is most likely Steven. What do you mean there's one more? Akito Kobayashi? Oh yeah, I forgot about him. So basically, Akito Kobayashi is the creator of the demon summoning program in the long forgotten SMT inspired manga, SMT Tokyo Revelations. Akito Kobayashi is this guy who looks like an absolute cockalorum. Two first things you need to know about him are 1. He is interested in computers and the occult, and he's also a genius, and 2. He is gay, and have feelings for the protagonist Kojiro Soma. When he was young, he got bullied and quite literally beaten by people just because of his sexuality. This was back in the 90s, so nobody did nothing about it. But Kojiro defended him, and this led to their friendship where Kojiro told Akito about demon summoning and inspired Akito to one day summon demons and get revenge on the people who has wronged him. So years passed, and Akito finally created the demon summoning program and summoned the demon Gaigasen. And yes, the OVA for this manga is where this image originated from. Akito formed a contract with Gaigasen to summon Gaigasen's master, Osei, to get revenge. But then, Gaigasen has ulterior motives because, of course he does, and tries to take over the world. So it is up to Kojiro to stop it, but Osei is too strong for him. So Akito sacrifices his life force to revive Saki, who is another important character by the way. I just didn't bring her up. And both Saki and Kojiro defeat Osei. I swear, this has better gay representation than anything that Western media has released over the years. So, in conclusion, there are a undisclosed number of people who created the demon summoning program. But we currently know of at least 5. And they are Nakajima, a computer genius trying to get revenge on people who wronged him. Steven, a genius scientist who created the demon summoning program for humanity to defend against the demons. Naoya, the reincarnation of the biblical Cain, who is also a genius trying to get revenge on Yahweh. Alcor, a being who created the demon summoning program for humanity to defend against the Septendrone invasion, and Akito, also another computer genius, also trying to get revenge on people who wronged him. But what makes him unique is that he is gay.